So anyway, this is Blooming Suspicions. It is a Korean dating sim. I think. I will change my thing. There we go. Alright, we'll do a new game. Character name. What do you reckon? Select your pronouns. I am a she, her at the moment. What is a witch detective, really? I myself nowadays don't always feel okay, though I'm not exactly diagnosed with depression. Look, everybody can have their moments, you know? Everybody can have their times when they don't feel okay. Because life is tough. It's not all roses, you know? It's just how we walk through that. And what we are on the other side. So that's why I try not to dwell too much on like how bad I'm feeling on any given day. And I try to keep it lighthearted and try to keep, you know, a nice safe space for everybody. Because it's also my safe space too. Like I come here not to trauma dump. I come here not to, you know, be a downer. I come here not to, you know, I have friends that I can talk to or family members that I can talk to about like the real heavy stuff. I come here to have fun. I come here to hang out and chill and just forget the world for a little bit. Lighthearted. We must take the ups when we can get them. Yes, yes we do. People tend to believe that magic is just something that happens to witches. We wave our cute little magic wands, and that's all there is to it. But it's called witchcraft for a reason. As with any craft, it requires a great study and practice. It requires you to hone the energy within you and weave it seamlessly into the threads of the universe. Oh, we have to get going. It's nearly 11:30. I sigh and turn from my computer. I'm still not quite sure how to feel about today, truth be told. I'm not used to lying to people or pretending to be someone else. I'm used to it. Robobo? I call out through the tech frequency for my vacuum when I notice it is no longer at its charging station. I kneel down and peer under the bed. Sure enough, Robobo is hiding there in the furthest corner. Hey, what's wrong? You're asking me to clean, aren't you? Well, I don't want to. I thought you liked cleaning. That was before I fell off the ledge and got stuck in the entryway all day while you were in class. I wince. I normally block off that area before asking Robobo to clean, but I had been in a hurry that day. God. I still feel guilty about it. I make a show of blocking off the ledge and gesture towards it. You don't have to worry about the ledge, okay? See? It's completely blocked. Robobo edges the tiniest bit closer. But what about the chair? What if I get too close and it gets stuck under it? I've got a neurotic vacuum, like RoboVac. Wolf, if we don't leave now, we are going to be late. And stop being a baby, Robobo. How could you possibly get stuck under that chair? Robobo backs further away at Sakura's harsh words. And just when I was making progress, I connect to Sakura, speaking through our familiar bond, so that Robobo can't hear. Sakura, we talked about this. Robobo has already been through a lot. At least attempt to be nice. There's a difference between being kind and babying. I send Sakura a look, and then turn back to Robobo. Its scuffed appearance and nervous disposition seem to indicate that its previous owners treated it quite harshly. I just want to make sure it is comfortable here. But I also don't want to be late. I have a feeling if we let it go once, it's just gonna keep demanding the cotton wool treatment. I can't let its anxiety win. What if I move the chair? Would that make you feel better? Robobo inches forward cautiously. And you're sure there's nothing else I'll get stuck under? I promise. I pick up the chair and lay it on top of my bed. Then I rush to put my shoes on, smiling to myself when I hear the hum of Robobo starting to clean. I dash towards the bus stop, picking up my pace, when I see that the bus is about to pull up. Luckily, the bus driver notices me and stops long enough for me to get on. Thank you! I tap my bus card and find a seat. It's been a few months since I came to Seoul, and I'm not sure how I feel about it. I miss knowing all the bus drivers and everyone else who lived and worked in my small village. I know I should be grateful for my opportunities here, and I am, but I guess I'm still a bit homesick. Without being asked, Sakwa starts playing a calming song through my earphones. I smile. Sakwa is my familiar, and also my first ever phone. It's not that people in my village didn't have phones, it's just that my grandma detested technology. She always said it was too noisy, which most people didn't understand. It wasn't until I got older that I realized that she, like me, had the affinity for technocraft. Hi, Tiggly! Not that she ever used it. Sakwa, will you let me know when my stop is coming up? How did you ever manage without me? I didn't. I just stayed lost all the time. Sakwa lets out a sound to let me know that is not amused by my joke. Ha ha, fine. I'll track the map for you. But only because you asked nicely. Thank you. A few days ago I called Minji, a family friend from my hometown who used to babysit me when I was little. I thought seeing her might make me a little less homesick. Just like she always did when I was a kid. Minji immediately started coming up with ways that she could help. I don't know how she's arrived at the conclusion that having me work undercover as a part-timer in her plant shop would be the best idea. I barely know a thing about households. But I've always liked solving puzzles. And figuring out who was behind a strange text message that her part-timers were receiving did sound pretty fun. Like one of the small mysteries they used to solve back home. Maybe we can go over the case a little? Are you nervous about our first case? More like excited. Okay, let's check the notebook by clicking on it. While preparing for the spring festival, everyone working at Minji's plant shop started getting strange messages, except for Minji. They've continued to receive these messages ever since, though none of them know who is sending these messages or why. Minji asked me to figure out what's going on. Apparently while preparing for... Okay. Yep. Okay. A dating game? Nothing like the date everything? Yeah, it's different. I still think it's a bit extreme for me to pretend to work at a shop, but since one of Minji's part-timers recently quit, she needs someone to fill in for a few days anyway. At least until she can find someone better with plants. I unzip my backpack, stuffing my notebook in it with some textbooks I'm hoping I'll have time to look over during my break, when I feel something shift in the air around me. Fear flickers in the periphery of my mind, followed by a growing sense of dread. I blink and look around as the bus shudders to a stop at the side of the road. What's going on? The bus driver opens the doors and gestures towards them. Everybody off, please. There's a problem with the bus. You'll have to catch the next one. People grumble and begin moving toward the exits, but I hesitate. The fear I felt just now must have leaked into my mind from the bus itself. Though I don't know much about vehicles, I wonder if I might be able to help. I want to offer to help. I approached the driver cautiously, all too aware of the stragglers still shuffling off the bus, who are now eyeing me curiously. It's a trap. I might be able to help. I'm a techno witch. Did they just say they're a witch? They'd have to be shameless to admit such a thing. It's not something to be ashamed of. They keep talking, but I tune them out. I put my hand on the dashboard to establish a connection. More experienced techno witches can connect all tech easily through intention alone. But, though I sometimes catch glimpses of feeling, I cannot properly connect to an unfamiliar tech without establishing physical contact first. The connection clicks into place, and the bus immediately leans into it, its desperation taking over my senses. I'm so glad you're here. I don't know what to do. Can you tell me what's wrong? The bus flies through an explanation, and I quickly realize I am in over my head, and I can barely understand the terminology. The bus driver looks at me expectantly. He can't hear what the bus is saying because it's speaking the tech frequency. Only other tech and those who have studied technocraft can hear it. I'm pretty sure it's not something that can be easily fixed, whatever it is. But I'll also feel bad if I tell the driver to take it to someone if it does end up being something simple. Sagwa, a little help here? You can't help me? You want to watch a 40-minute video explaining how buses work? I try not to roll my eyes. What do you think? I'm just trying to help. Just help me figure out what to do with a bus that is broken down. Now playing songs to listen to while your life is breaking down. Sagwa, that's not funny. It was pretty funny to me. I sigh. I think I feel a migraine coming on. I turn to the bus driver, deciding to tell him the truth and to apologize for jumping in. But before I can say anything, a charge runs through me, leaving my hair standing on end. Oh my gosh, hello, Amy Lee! Hi! Also, this definitely seems like a visual novel. It really does, it really does. Thank you so much for the, 1 hour? Did I disconnect? Did I disconnect? Yes, I did disconnect. Oh! Was that during my... When I was playing that very unoptimized game? Oh, I actually disconnected? Aha! Okay, cool. So we are at 3 hours and 40 minutes so far. So, according to my thing. Weird. Weird. Oh. Ooh, what happened? Another presence has clicked into the tech frequency. My eyes flick to the front of the bus, where a motorcycle has pulled up. The rider pulls off their helmet, electric sparks of magic dancing off their blue-tipped hair. Hello? Hello? The rider approaches, slipping off one of their gloves and reaching an ungloved hand towards the bus. The bus repeats its problems, somehow even faster this time. Unlike me, the rider doesn't seem at all shaken by this. could ya? Yeah. Yeah, she's definitely one of, yeah, I really do like Night of Despair. Down, Wolf, down, go. No, they've got koi fish on them. Koi fish. Whoa there, buddy. You're going to need to go to the shop for this. They turn to look at the river. Driver? They turn to look at the driver. Chat, can I hot take this? Hey driver, this isn't something that can get fixed on the street. Everyone should find another ride. I relax a bit, grateful that they showed up. All the remaining passengers get off the bus and I follow suit. But before the rider can put their helmet on and race away, I call out to them. Hey, what you did back there was awesome. I don't know anyone else who practices technocraft, and I don't want the opportunity to get that was not me talking. This is narration. And I get to meet another techno witch to slip away. And what you did was irresponsible. I could feel you talking to the bus. You shouldn't jump in to help if you don't know what you're doing. You'll just end up causing more problems. Hello, Solarium guy. How are you doing today? A flush spreads across my face, though I can't tell if I'm more angry or embarrassed. While I love women, am I weird for not finding this guy attractive, like, at all? Not even 0.01%. No, not weird at all. People are like entitled to their own ideas. Amelie, you don't have to. Wolf doesn't need a step ladder to reach her husbandos. She can defy the laws of physics. I'm doing alright, Solarium. I am. I'm just chilling out. We're just having a cozy time. I mean, I have preferences, but sometimes they curve. It's a lot more on-side thing. Yeah. At least she tried to help. I'd rather have someone like her try to help me than someone snobby like you. Knowing that Sagwa is more offended than I am gives me some comfort, and I can't help the smile that tugs at my lips. The stranger's eyes widen as they stare at the phone in my hand. My familiar is a bit protective. You're familiar? Something seems to light up behind their eyes, and they look at me with sudden interest. Hey, bye, Solarium! Thank you so much! I hope you have an amazing day. There are objective-ish beauty canons that some people respect. Hi, Snake! Where are you going? Work? You're actually running late. They nod to their bike. Where is it? I'll give you a ride. My brows pull together. They were just criticizing me, and now they want to help? They must read the confusion on my face. As an apology for making assumptions. Show them my screen! Stranger steps closer as Sakwa pulls up a map. After a quick glance, they smile. Hop on. For a moment, all I can do is stare. Surely getting on a motorcycle with a stranger is a bad idea. Right? I study them a moment longer. I read somewhere that you can tell a great deal about a witch just by studying the sparks of magic that gather around them. I'm not sure if I believe it or not, but I find myself checking anyway. There is something electric about the magic that pulses around them. Upon closer inspection, it doesn't feel like sparks at all. It's something much calmer, more controlled. Like a river flowing steadily on a clear day. Should I go for it? Well, they did also butt their noses into a situation that they weren't a part of, so... One must decide by the hotness versus danger scale. It may not be the wisest decision, but I feel like I can trust them. That would be great, actually. Thank you. They offer me their spare helmet. I used to ride a scooter back in the village to run errands for my grandma. It was a small orange thing that liked to watch birds. We used to park under a big... I keep forgetting they can talk to technology. We used to park under a big tree and watch the birds fly around at sunset. This bike is nothing like that. It is huge with shiny metal gleaming in the sunlight. Every detail suggests it is very well maintained. Despite its size, the bike looks elegant and agile. I send a little greeting, but receive no reply. Victory doesn't talk much. Yet I seem to be able to feel a conversation between Sagwa and Victory. I just can't tap into it. I'll ask Sagwa later. The stranger climbs on first and gestures for me to do the same. Is the hotness worth dying for? Yeah, the hotness was worth me progressing the game. I'm excited. Hold on tight. Unsure of where else to hold, I wrap my arms around the stranger's waist. I smile as the bike roars to life and we take off. This is exciting! So all it took to make Sakura change its mind was a chance to ride a motorcycle? Well, I have to admit it's pretty fun for me, too. The stranger says something, but I can't hear them through the helmet and the wind. What? Suddenly I hear their voice clearly. It reverberates within me. I'm Hanul. They are talking to me through the tech rings. The static feeling I had when they connected with the bus comes back, but it's less intense than before. More pleasant buzzing across my skin. I never thought to use this frequency to talk to another person. I'm Wolf. Nice to meet you. And I'm Sagwa. Hanua laughs so hard that I hear them despite the wind. They compose themselves right after. Sagwa? As in apple? Did you come up with your name, or was it your witch friend over there? I'm right here. Wolf came up with it, but I love it, so you'd better not tease her about it. I smile, grateful to Sagwa for sticking up for me again. Sorry. I think it's cute. Also, don't forget that I'm her familiar, not just a friend. Yeah, about that. How long have you been together? A little more than 3 months. And how long have you been practicing technocraft? I've been doing bits and pieces all my life without realizing it. But I actually started practicing it very recently. How recently? A little more than 3 months ago? Hanuel goes silent. I'm worried that maybe I somehow lost the connection. But then they speak again. Do you know how cool that is? Huh? The fact that... Oh, we're here. We pull up next to a plant shop on one of the side streets near Iwa Station. There are many small shops and cafes in this area, and I often meet up with friends here after classes. I'd never visited Minji's shop before, though. I get off the bike and turn to Hano. Yeah, sure, I enjoyed the ride. Thanks for saving me back there. Their brows draw together, but I think I see some hint of amusement. Saving you? Since apparently I jumped headfirst into a situation I couldn't handle. I give them a stupid smile. Thank you for sweeping in on your motorcycle to help me. I really enjoyed the ride. They shake their head, a smile tugging at the corners of their lips. Yeah, Victory enjoyed it too. They give their bike a pat and walk into the shop before I can respond. Don't laugh. I'm trying not to, but I only have so much self-control. Thanks, Alex. Thank you for the alert. I tried to change the subject before Sakwa could make fun of me even further. Why are they going inside anyway? Maybe they want to buy something? I shrugged and followed them into the shop. The art style is really pretty. When we enter, Minji is misting plants. She turns when she hears the bell, her eyes widening, and she looks back and forth between Hanul and me. I pause, confused by her expression. Before I can say anything, she speaks. Welcome. You must be the new part-timer, Wolf, right? I smile at her. We were supposed to meet here early to discuss everything beforehand, but I guess we are already pretending. Yeah, it's great to meet you. You as well. Do you two know each other? I look to Hanul, still not quite sure of what is happening. The bus she was on broke down, and she happened to be coming here too. You can tell they've put a lot of love into it. Two? Hanul helps us with our equipment sometimes. Oh, I didn't know you worked here. You could have told me. Hanul gives me a half smile and a shrug before nodding to Minji and heading up the stairs. I wait until Hanul is out of earshot before turning to Minji. So wait, that was... Minji laughs. Looks like you already got a head start on meeting people. Yeah, but I didn't know. It's not like I got any useful information. Anyway, fill me in. You didn't get to tell me much over the phone. Okay, I have 3 part-timers. Hanul, Hyun, and Yunsu. Hyun is the only one who works up front at the moment. Hanul and Yunsu both take care of things upstairs as needed, so they aren't here as often. But a few days ago, we were all here together, getting things ready for the festival, when suddenly everyone's phone started beeping at once. The messages were from an unknown number, and they were just a bunch of symbols that we couldn't make sense of. Stranger still, someone swears their phone had been in silent mode. I've asked about it since then, and apparently the messages haven't stopped. Are they still just symbols? Has anyone sent a message back? Minji shakes her head. I don't know. I can't be sure, but I feel like Technocraft might be involved. Why ask me and not Hanul? They seem much more experienced than I am. Minji shrugs. They aren't too concerned about it. They said it's most likely a prank. Do you think it's something more than that? But you think it's more than just a prank? I'm not sure what it is. I just want to know one way or another who is bothering my workers. Their phones are pinging not just at work, but also during their classes. They're under enough stress already from preparing for the festival. I don't want this to cause even more. Okay, that makes sense. But why do I need to pretend not to know you? I feel like they might be more comfortable telling you things if they don't think you're close to the boss. Plus, you wouldn't want them thinking I gave this job to someone unqualified just because of a personal connection, do you? Isn't that what you did, though? Evil? Why are you saying she's evil? Minji widens her eyes and pretends to be offended. Of course not. I give her a look. Okay, well, only for a few days. I shake my head, smiling at her. Anyway, don't let them get suspicious. She gives me a conspiratorial wink. Okay, let's get to training. Training? For my fake job? You have to at least know the basics. Why am I starting to feel like you roped me into this for free labor? Minji laughs. I can't help but laugh too. I feel lighter somehow being here with her. Okay, teach me what I need to know. Minji spends a few hours training me, but gets an urgent call and has to leave before my shift ends. You're leaving? You'll be fine. Just don't burn the place down, alright? She ruffles my hair and turns to leave. And you have my number. Call or text if you need anything. Or better yet, ask Hanul. She turns to leave, but then turns back. Oh, I almost forgot. She pulls 2 keys out of her pocket and hands them to me. I get 2 keys? No. One is for you and one is for Yunsu. Sometimes he comes in late, but he left his key here the other day. I figured if he didn't come by the end of your shift, you'd need a reason to go talk to him. You're more devious than you let on. You know that, right? She gives me one of her signature troublemaking smiles. He does a show at Han River Park most evenings. I'll let him know the new part-timer will bring him his key. I shake my head as the bell dings behind her. I'm grateful when there isn't a sudden rush of customers after she leaves, but I guess it's a pretty quiet shop. Sometime later, the jingle of a bell alerts me of the first customer I'll have to handle without Minji's guidance. I offer a small bow. Welcome. The young woman who just entered stops short, her gaze hard and assessing. Fixed in the glare of her intense dark eyes, I feel for a moment as if I am in the wrong place, or perhaps as though she can see right through my fake position here. But that is ridiculous. I take a breath and continue. Is there something in particular you are looking for? She tilts her head at me. Is Minji here? She had to leave for the day. I'm Wolf, the new part-timer. She blinks, and her brow furrows a little as she looks away. Ah. Then she shakes her head, and something in her seems to soften. I wasn't aware Minji had hired someone else already. I'm Hayun. Ah, you work here too, right? Yes, I'm a bit early. That's great. I'm a bit lost. Hayun exhales, a sound somewhere between a laugh and a scoff. I hope it's the former. Lost in what way? I search my mind for something to ask. I really only said the last thing to break the ice. Dealing with customers. I'm still not sure what to do when a customer comes in. This is my first time working at a shop like this. Okay, well, you did a good job of welcoming me just now. I let out a slight laugh, and Hayun looks at me curiously. Yeah. And then I got glared at. Her fingers fiddle with the pendant around her neck. I was mostly hired for my knowledge of plants. I've been told I'm not very good at making people comfortable. I look over her for a moment. Sparks of magic that dance around her remind me at once of lightning. Yet, as I stare a moment longer, there is a softer feeling underneath, like fireflies dancing in a moonlit forest. You're a plant witch, aren't you? There is something assessing in her gaze. Yes, I assume that you are not. I flinch a little before I can help it. Does the shop really look that bad under my care? I haven't even been here that long. I'm a techno-witch. I steel myself, prepared to hear one of the rude comments nature witches tend to make about those with an affinity for tech. To my surprise, it doesn't come. Ah, I've always thought that was an interesting speciality. Before I get a chance to respond, however, she moves behind the counter and begins going over procedures with me. It makes me glad that Minji insisted on training. In spite of her somewhat intense demeanor, Hayun is a surprisingly patient teacher. The problem is that I'm not actually here for training. so I spend most of my time trying to figure out a way to bring up the messages she has been receiving. Sagwa, I'm running out of time, and I can't find a good way to bring up the messages. Well, I don't know how you're going to bring it up unless one of you gets a message while you're standing here. Wait, that's actually not a bad idea. What? Hey, Sagwa, could you send me a fake message? You could send a fake message to Hanyu. No, to me would be great. Me would be better. Can you pretend to be the anonymous sender and ping my phone? You want me to pretend you're getting the messages now? If it will get her talking, yeah. Okay, one fake message coming right up. A ping rings out across the store, and Haiyun snaps to attention. I draw my eyebrows together and reach for my phone. That's strange. I could have sworn it was on silent. Haiyun leans close to me, and I try not to smile when I notice I've got her attention. Is it from someone you know? No, just some random emoji. Haiyun doesn't even try to feign disinterest, but stares at my phone intently. I look at her with genuine curiosity. Is something wrong? Haiyun stares at the message a bit longer in silence before finally answering. It looks like the same type of message the rest of us have been getting. What type of messages? Haiyun hesitates, but then proceeds to tell me about what has been going on. As she speaks, some of that ice she had put between us earlier melts a bit. 4 hours? Oh my word. Yes, I was stretching. Oh. I really wonder if they're going to voice some of this. I don't often play these sorts of things. They obviously have a solid foundation. They've got a solid style. They quite obviously have a story to tell. While it might be on a bit of the slower side, I think they kind of have to do that sort of thing to like sort of add to the longevity of the game. Like, you don't want to buzz through it too fast, you know? With this company, like I'm quite impressed with the localization. I'm impressed with the English. But yes, my preferences. Open dyslexic. Oh, that's cute. I have noticed that it's very like, yes, this obviously she is a she her. The other person, they were they them. It's quite progressive, very progressive. From a game that is coming from, I'll just double check their store page. It's actually called Techno Witch Games. I mean, I'd like to see I'd like to see more about them. It seems to be their first feature. This seems to be, well, at least on Steam. Yeah. Yeah. game is in English, Turkish and Korean translations are in the works. This is a cozy mystery game. It's not meant to be disturbing. There are no murders or graphic descriptions of violence. So it's just a cozy thing. Yeah. Check the which games it's called. The developer. So, yeah, I think, I understand. No murder? That's no fun. Hi, Neo. Yeah, I think this is one of those cozy little things you can sit back, you can read, you can go through and discover the story. Definitely hits its tone, you get what I mean? It hits what it wants to be. Yeah.